Some stories don't just invite you in, they pull you across borders, into kingdoms built on secrets, ruins, and restless magic.
Hi, welcome to the Book Corner with me, Mish Atagana. Let's discover new worlds together.
Hello, book readers. Welcome to the Book Corner with Mish Atagana, who is not me. I am mind of mind, but she is right next to me.
Is she?
And she gave me the privilege of doing this cold open. And I think I nailed it. What do you think? Am I about to take your job?
I don't even know how to respond to that. But you know what? Well done, sir.
That was my audition.
That was your audition for a cold open. You can do cold opens now.
Thank you.
Your team cold open.
Thank you.
Are you going to tell them the books we're talking about? Or am I going to tell them the books we're talking
Today I'm on a roll here.
about? I mean,
Today, readers, do you call them readers?
I call them beloveds.
Today, readers.
It's like, I don't know what to say. I don't want to call them.
Of course they read.
Of course they read. Or they're just people.
All right. Of course, beloveds. Today, we are looking at
It's hard to read for the books, eh?
Yeah. We're looking at this duology.
Mm-hmm.
We have Jasad Heir.
The Jasad Heir.
The Jasad Heir. The Jasad Heir.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jasad Crown.
Ooh.
Already I love the colors, the gold and the purple. Beautiful books.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to tell you what they're about, but I am not the resident
Don't turn
reader.
them around. They gotta see the first, like, show it to your camera.
All right, where's my camera?
Right
there we
there,
go.
right there.
So I am guessing this is part 1
Jasad Heir,
of the
yes.
duology.
Yes.
And we have part 2.
Jasad Crown.
All right. So for someone who is coming
By Sara.
by Sara Hashem. Yes. Have I gotten everything?
I think you've nailed it.
Nailed it? Great.
It.
So for someone who's
wait, but isn't the part where I ask a question because
I don't want to talk about the books. I am here as the voice of the people.
The voice of the people, he says.
All right. In fact,
okay.
I should have been like, welcome to the Book Corner. You're hanging out with the voice of the people, Minor Mind, and our resident book explainer.
Our resident reader.
And beloved.
Mish Atagana. All right. Okay. Well, you know what? Good job. You introduced us so well.
Thank you.
So Jasad Heir and Jasad Crown are it's a duology that I started reading. Actually, I saw Jasad Heir. I think I was buying books as I do. Someone once told me I buy books like I buy groceries, like people buy groceries, but I just say some people want conflict, some people want adventure. Make a life choice, you know.
Would you look at that?
So I picked it up because I liked the description on the back, and I picked it up, and it was on my kind of TBR shelf for a very long time until I was on Instagram one day, and one of my colleagues in the UK was reading it. Hi, Roshi. So she is also a fantastic book reader. Like, we have the similar taste in books. Right. And she was reading it, and I was like, oh, this book, I have this book. I haven't read it. Is it good? She was like, it's amazing. Read it. I want to talk about it once you've read it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to go pick up this book and start reading it. And then I started reading it and I actually realized it was a duology. And I was like, okay, I need to go buy the other one. So because I'm one of those people, I have book emergencies.
Yeah.
Like if I finish a book and there's a second book and it's already out in the world.
Immediately.
Like it has to be. I once called my brother, right? And I finished reading a book and I was in Cape Town and there was nowhere in Cape Town that had this book. They only had one copy in an exclusive books in Centurion. And I was flying back the next morning. I called my brother. I'm like, brother, sir, please.
Kindly.
I'm going to need you to go to this bookshop and buy this book and meet me at the airport to deliver it because I must take it from you and continue reading.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
We're doing. He didn't because he's my brother and he loves me naturally. But I've had book emergencies. And I would like to say that was the first time I've called someone to get me a book because I had to read it. Confession. When I was much, much younger, I remember having a book crisis and going to CNA. Is CNA still a shop? Like the people, I don't know, like literally walking from my house in Peter Marisburg to go to CNA in like, because I lived in Scottsville back then, and I would walk to CNA in Hayfield to go buy. Yes, guys. New Dawn. Is it New Dawn? New Moon.
Right.
New Moon, which is the second book in the Twilight series.
Okay.
No, was it New Moon or Eclipse? Eclipse. It was Eclipse. I had to have it. It's like, I need to know what happened.
Yeah.
And I literally, like, my sister was like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to Hayfield. She was like, how are you getting there? I'm like, I'm walking.
To get a book.
I need to get this book. I need to get this book.
We see where the passion comes from.
So anyway, yes. So I was like, I'm going to order the second book so I don't have a book emergency.
Right.
What are these books about? Is that what your question was?
The question was about what it's about. Like for someone who's coming across the duology for the first time.
Okay.
Tell
so
us the premise of
all right.
this.
So let me get my notes.
Yes, please.
Alrighty. So this is actually an Egyptian-inspired story. So I think the world is loosely based on like Egypt, or at least North Africa in large part. So, and one of them is the Jasad kingdom, which is a kingdom whose people uniquely possess magic. Right. And the magic has been outlawed and people are persecuted for their magic. And 10 years earlier, the kingdom itself was burned down. Its royal family was believed to be murdered, its people hunted, its magic oppressed. Our heroine, introduced as Sylvia, is actually the lost heir of Jasad. Okay?
Right.
Birth name Essia. She lives under an assumed identity in hiding, fearful of being discovered as a Jasadi, someone with magical heritage. And because to be Jasadi is basically a death sentence. So our story really begins when Sylvia is almost forced to reveal herself as a Jasadi.
Okay.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I mean, she's such a compelling protagonist, and I want to know why, but I also want you to
What makes you say she's compelling? Is the way I describe her?
Yeah, I mean, I've also just read
oh gosh, are you gonna read us the back cover?
I mean, this is they've got a lot going on here, but
it's not like the other two where it was like,
you know, it always
like little sweet couplets.
Yeah, we have like Sylvia mentioned here like 4 or 5 times, and she's also mentioned in Jasad and Crown. So I just want to understand. Describe Sylvia for us.
Ooh,
and tell me, why is she such a compelling protagonist in this book?
Okay. All right. So how do I describe Sylvia? Sylvia is like, she is she's a survivor. That's it. Okay. Actually, Sylvia is a survivor. She works as a chemist apprentice, so she works in this apothecary. And her main thing is to just survive. She needs to hide. She needs to survive. She needs to be ready to run if she needs to. She actually, a really quirky thing, not quirky, but something about Sylvia that I think is quite interesting, especially the way it evolves throughout the book, is she doesn't like to be touched. So hugging her, that kind of stuff is just like, right? Yeah. You know? So she keeps people at a distance because she needs to constantly be on the move. She knows that as soon as they find out that she's Jasadi, they're going to report her,
right?
And she's going to die. Yeah. So she's a survivor who has learned how to live in the world, hide in the world. She's also an incredible fighter. Like Sylvia can kill you with her bare hands.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Sylvia.
Interesting. So she's like trained in like fighting and whatnot. Okay. I want to know, obviously you might give us the premise of the books, but how does the tone shift from, like when you finish part 1 of this book, does it tell you for part 2? How does the tone shift from the first book to the second one? Or how does it escalate?
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the first book, naturally, again, spoiler alert, guys, Sylvia is revealed as a Jasadi proper, right? Or as a Jasadi heir, as a Jasad heir. So we know she's a Jasadi, like maybe, I want 10, 15% into the book. We know she's a Jasadi because it's her point of view that we're telling the story from, right? And then her biggest enemy finds out she's a Jasadi maybe 15, 20% of the book.
Yeah.
And then the whole world finds out she's a Jasadi and that she's the Jasad heir. And now that's her biggest rival then also finds out she's a Jasad heir. like at the end of the book.
Right.
And this is where she reveals her big magic, if you will, right? Now, the reason Sylvia's been able to hide really well is that she has these cuffs on her hand that suppresses her magic.
Okay.
Which her grandparents supposedly put on her when she was little.
Yeah.
Because either to protect her or to protect people from her magic. Right? It's never fully clear in book 1, but we learn more.
Okay.
In book 2. So the shifts in the tone is not like it's not a case where it becomes like the stakes are higher. The stakes were always high for Sylvia. Yes, they do get higher, but now it's not just about Sylvia. Now there's a secondary character and a secondary point of view, who is the kind of also technically the heir of another kingdom, but they're also the people that are in charge of wiping out the Jasad threat, if you will.
Okay.
Right? I'm trying to... Ooh.
Is this Arin?
Yeah. So Arin is like literally... he becomes this other anchor to the story where you got Sylvia trying to like figure out her issue. Sylvia's like half the time she's like she just wants to eat like this particular big date things or this kind of Jasad snack that she loves or I think I want to is it figs or dates? There's some sort of snacky thing that she really likes. One of those 2 fruits that is made from her. She's obsessed with it. And she's trying to survive and live life. Arin has got this burden of, a kingdom that must eradicate the threat of magic, but he himself, he has the ability to detect and drain magic.
Right.
So if you have magic and Arin comes close to you, he will know, and if he touches you, he can drain it.
Interesting.
And he can drain it. Like he doesn't drain it all at once because magic replenishes, right? It is not an endless well, but it can replenish. So I can drain your magic for today, and with some rest and some food, you will replenish tomorrow, right? So it's like the same way your energy replenishes when you go to sleep and you eat. Same with magic in this world, right? And then Arin can come back and drain it again, like pretty much.
Okay. I mean, it sounds like Arin starts off as an enemy in this whole story. And what I know with such kind of books is that you have like the bad guy who ends up sort of complicating that label within the book. So I want to understand how he does that for you, if at all he does.
What do you mean in these books?
Well, I've been trying to open up some pages.
Wait, stop, Kevin. Have you been reading fantasy books?
Oh yeah,
what have you read? Tell me.
Well, it's not like I've read much, but I picked up a book, The West Wind. And
okay, sorry.
And I kid you not, I opened because I pulled out the book and I opened randomly, as I do with many books, opened a page. And I just opened a page and it was a whole reading of 2 people.
Tell me what happened.
Trying to get it down.
What do you get it down?
So I read this line.
Spicy?
It was very spicy.
Like
super spicy, and the poetry and the spice was beautiful. So imagine opening a book and the first line is like, "Give me your tongue."
Like a sacrifice?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, like.
Wait, is this part of the Wind's book? Like the North Wind is the first one?
Oh, okay.
And the West Wind. Oh, you just started reading a series in the middle.
Yeah,
in the middle.
I just
okay,
started reading the West Wind. So.
I know these books Kevin's talking about.
Yeah, so immediately I saw a demand of the tongue. I decided, let me open
Okay, let's talk about Arin and how Arin is complicated in this book. Cool.
Yeah, so I know normally you'd have like a bad guy in many fantasy stories where you have like the bad guy who starts off as the enemy completely, and I get a sense of that from him. But at some point they tend to complicate that label. So I'm curious, does that happen with this person as you get to know them?
100%. So Arin, Arin is Sylvia's biggest fear. Like her thing is like never ever to meet him. Because if she meets him, he will probably detect her magic and he will sentence her to death. And it's his job to kill like Jasadis,
Yeah.
essentially, right? So that's kind of the thing that takes place, and he literally is the Nizal heir. So Nizal is the conquering kingdom. They declared that the Jasadis are evil, that magic is bad, but the things about conquerors, history is written by whoever wins the war, and a conqueror never tells that they too were doing shady things. But either way, so Arin, in book 1, we really spend a lot of time with Sylvia and Arin forming almost like a complex alliance.
Yeah.
There's this like tournament that happens, and Arin watching Sylvia perform a Jasadi rite for a baker who gets outed as a Jasadi and gets killed, and she, out of a sense of obligation or something moves her, and now she helps bury him, but she performs a Jasadi rite for him. Okay. And only another Jasadi will know a Jasadi rite to perform. So Arin sees this. He doesn't actually out her immediately because she's like trying to find ways to argue, like, wait, I didn't do this. Yeah. And he's like, will you be my champion for this thing? And I can't remember I think he'd offered her freedom or he offered her money, and she needs a lot of money to escape. Like he offered her something that was compelling enough for her to want. And also he sort of also helped save someone's life in that kind of like for her as well, because she also almost exposes herself and her magic to everybody. But I think he's the only one that notices, because there's a girl that lives in the same kind of home as she does that is almost about to be killed. It's like a whole thing. So they form this kind of unholy alliance, if you will. So it's like the deal he strikes with her is like, if she helps him kind of track the Jasadi rebels in exchange for her life, at least protection, and a chance at freedom, she becomes like the champion for this competition, right? And then like literally his whole job is hunting down Jasadis and reaching out magic. So she accepts the deal because survival obviously forces her hand, and they enter this kind of dangerous tournament. Like, I mean, I love a dangerous tournament in the book, man. Like the book is always a good way. And Arin is trying to use this to lure the rebels. And while doing so, like her identity remains secret. So he knows she's Jasadi because he knows her, but he doesn't know she's the Jasad heir. Because they think all the Jasad royal line is dead. They think that, right? So she's struggling with her own past. Her memory is complicated about what actually happened. She was a child when the palace was burned down. Her people, her magic, she has fears. Like she has this dream that is back and forth about her mom and trying to understand. Like it's complicated, but the dream is obviously trying to tell her something, and you as the reader begin to pick up the nuance of the dream as well before she does. And she has this complicated relationship about what she owes to Jasad and what she owes to her people and the idea of Jasad, which I think is quite interesting. And then you have like Arin on the other hand, who is like is cruel, he's disciplined, and he's accustomed to like this idea of the role that the Jasadis are evil, and his job is to hunt them down. But he begins to question his own beliefs as more as he spends more time with her. Right. And so this is where the complication, that title, the villain kind of complication becomes the thing that you're talking about, though. So, and naturally their relationships kind of evolve from like this suspicious thing to something a little bit deeper. Like towards the end of the book, when Sylvia's true identity is revealed, Arin feels so betrayed. Like he's heartbroken by this betrayal, right? And it's like, and the way her magic really manifests in a big way here, like there's no denying it. Like the way she calls forth only something an heir can, you know what I mean? So there's like a lot of chaos. She's won the tournament. The rebels are on the move. Like literally, it's like the legacy of Jasad is back in the air, like proper now. And Arin's father, who's like the ruler of Nizal, who is this cruel, vindictive man, he wants blood, and he will have it at all cost. And the thing that kind of drives us to this point is because two of her friends were in danger of being killed because someone recognized one of them as someone who kind of betrayed a noble person at one point. And they only did it because they were protecting the other person who was also being like abused sexually by that person, right? So it's like, for someone who didn't want ties to the world, who wanted to be a creature of isolation and survive, like her biggest moment is when she chooses to protect the people she loves. And in that moment, she kind of realizes that like these people are her world. So she reveals herself to save them. Right.
Interesting.
Which is, and the book ends there. And that's the... like literally she saves them and then chaos descends. And then like she gets magicked away. And we've got Arin going, WTF? We've got everybody, like there's chaos everywhere. And Arin is like, wait, like he's broken. He's like, how, why?
Right.
And she's also confused by what's happening because her power is like she's never been able to control it proper, really. Because the cuffs have always been in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, now I'm curious. How is the magic, identity driven rather than it being like a spectacle in the book?
So, look, all good writers, and I love reading anything that is based on any kind of African mythology. I have really started to get a lot more into North African mythology. You guys know I read a lot of West African mythology based stuff, but I've also started to get a lot of North African stuff. So I always love how they write these worlds and these kingdoms, and it's really, really beautiful and it's really strong. But the magic again here, it's a main character because it is the thing. It is a death sentence,
right?
But the magic is not always like Sylvia's magic. Obviously, is big and is spectacular, and it is a spectacle because she has the magic of an heir. But more importantly, actually, as we learn in Jasad Crown, because no one understands why her magic is so big.
Yeah.
But we find out later in Jasad Crown why her magic is so big, right? Because this world was created by these. Was it like 4 or 5 deities, and they kind of disperse their magic through the lands and through the people. And it's kind of the way they tell it in Jasad Crown is like they kind of go, I'm gonna settle here and I made these people and I'm gonna gift them some of my magic and this blah blah blah. And then eventually they realize that human beings having their magic is kind of a problem because human beings will human being things. So they decided to retreat. And as they retreated, some of their magic kind of came with them. But the siblings had an issue with one, and then they kind of banished them or something, and then their magic got bound. And spoiler alert, Sylvia is like a reincarnation of that quote unquote God.
Whoa!
Right?
Okay.
And as it turns out,
is that how we find out why her magic is that big?
So this is the thing. The reason they also started killing Jasades is because it's like every 100 years or every something. I'm trying to remember if I think it's 100.
Yeah.
A magic user arises that is, their magic is so big and they end up like going crazy because of it. Oof. And because they go crazy because of it, they do some shady things because of it. So in the discussion, when they talk about like her and Arin are trying to figure out the reason, which is like, magic is dangerous. Jasad magic is really dangerous. Blah blah blah. Fish based, is because of this reoccurrence.
Right.
So now, like when we get to Jasad Crown, because at some point in Jasad Crown they both get reunited again. Betrayer. But I didn't mean it. You know how it is. Whatever. They figure each other out and they're trying to make it understand and reconcile. Right. And she's like realizing that she is the next person that's gonna go crazy and do bad things with magic. And he's like, no, it can't be you, blah, blah. And she's like, well, based on the theory, I am it. This is the 100th. Yeah, my magic is showing sign of blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So it turns like it literally becomes this whole thing.
Sounds like the Avatar, but this time the last Jasad reincarnation. No?
Guys, Kevin's obsessed with
It's
Avatar.
like the African tale of the
I don't
Avatar.
know.
Oh, the Avatar the last one.
This is not. There's nothing like Avatar about this. Please, let's.
No, like not the Avatar, not the James Cameron.
Okay.
Avatar,
Like
the Avatar,
she
the
is
last
the Avatar
Airbender.
of the. Okay. Airbender.
Yeah, like
okay,
the Avatar. It's like the Egyptian version of the Avatar, the last Airbender, but now this one.
I can kind of see where
the last Jasad.
Okay, no, she's not the last.
Okay,
Jasad.
I'm just. Hey, that's
she's
my
just
title.
the Jasad Heir.
It's just my title.
Okay,
so
sorry.
My $1 million question. Million. My $1 million question. Because I get a sense of a lot of politics in this.
There is a lot of politics, yes.
Yeah. But is there a romance?
Of course, there's romance, man.
There is? Tell me about that.
I can't even deal with you.
Tell me about the romance.
Aren't you like a student of international relations? Can we not discuss the politics of the story?
I mean, yeah, I get the politics. I could get a sense of it, you know? But I just want to know about the romance. Tell me how hard
I knew Kevin was going to ask me about the romance. So I wrote...
spicy is African mythology going with this? Tell me what's the future? Let's get into the future. Describe to me how the author gets into this. Tell me the details of this.
Kevin, please. Come to...
This is the audience.
The audience doesn't want to know that.
Audience.
The audience does not want to know that.
Oh, believe me.
Have you asked the audience?
I am the audience.
The audience doesn't want to know that. Okay, fine. Let's talk about the romance. So I did make some notes because I knew you to ask.
You see? So
I mean, the romance is pretty. It's enemies to lovers, right?
Okay.
Enemies to lovers dynamic. Obviously, Sylvia and Arin.
Okay.
Right. A lot of it is driven by emotional tension, but spiciness is a little bit tricky. So there's like emotional tension and tension. Okay. So there's a lot of are they gonna, and when they're trying to gonna, they realize that we don't know what. Remember, when Arin touches magic, he drains it.
Okay.
And every time he sort of touches Sylvia's magic, it's a bit intense for him. It almost kills him.
Okay.
So he's worried that if he actually touches her proper and her magic is like, and she loses control of her magic, he might actually die.
I see. Oh, wow. Oh, that's death tension. That's some crazy.
Is that what
tension.
we're calling it? Death tension?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we'll call it death tension.
Yeah. The possibility of death at a single touch. Crazy.
What would you do if it was you? Would you risk it all?
I would risk it all.
You would risk it all?
Jump on a train for
ya. Please. I don't want copyright issues on my podcast. Stop singing.
Cool. I'd definitely risk it all. Just to find out.
Just to find out?
Yeah. And if I am totally feeling this person, why not?
So you will take a risk for the things you feel.
I would take a risk.
Are you sure?
100% in the context of the Jasad. And there's magic involved.
What about in the context of your own life? Like if you were Arin.
Okay.
And this is your reality.
Oof.
What is the biggest risk you've ever taken for love? Since you brought us to the romance.
The biggest is probably showing up on a date. And hoping the other person does show up.
Guys, what do you mean? How can showing up on a date be a risk?
Okay, maybe not when I'm in love, but when I'm trying to get in love.
Yeah, but...
Because that's the season I'm at right now.
Yeah, in the season of trying to get into
exactly.
love.
Hence why the romance is such a big deal for me. Because then I'm learning a lot. So yeah, showing up on a date and hoping the other person shows up. But I don't know if there's something that I've done that could be considered a risk.
But you feel like you would be willing to take a risk if it felt worthwhile to you?
Yeah, 100%.
Interesting. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So just more on the lovely...
Is there anything that we are missing?
We talked a lot about the Jasad. So the Jasad crown really becomes a story of power and morality, right? Okay. So what does it mean to rule a people? Okay. And because that's what Sylvia's trying to figure out. Can she really rule these people? Do they even want her to rule? And can you reclaim like a realm, reclaim like a burnt down kingdom? Can you justify it? Like how do you justify a world where your magic could actually kill people? I also like the idea. There's a lot about redemption and legacy. This whole idea of like the people, the Jasadis, they're looking at Sylvia to help rebuild their kingdom, right? there's a war because Nizar is about to go to war with Jasad again because they're like, okay, conflict of duty versus personal desire. So Arin's role, Sylvia's past, both of them being forced to choose, that kind of stuff. I think magic as a burden, as a weapon. Sylvia identity being like part of her magic, but also it's like we said, it's super dangerous. Like I don't want to spoil every detail, but like the Jasad crown kind of brings this duology to a close with like a proper confrontation of like the Jasady past,
right?
The rise or attempt to rise of the new Jasad, Sylvia embracing her role. Like there's this major battle, political upheaval. The combination of also her and Arin's arc and their story, and the fugitive queen returns home, but at what cost? So I just kind of feel like I honestly felt this was such a great story, and it was it was an amazing adventure. It was so adventurous. Sounds it is like written in a way that you pick up this. I will say it this time, this will make a fantastic movie. They should make a movie of the Jasad Heir and the Jasad crown.
And I can only imagine like the culture and
exactly.
And
so
all that. It takes you to a different world.
It's just it's incredible. So this is one of those books where I did a combo book and audiobook listening, and even the narrator. I love the narrator because you can also just the way she says things. Like I think they did get like a North African. I think they got an Egyptian narrator. I think so. Don't quote me. I think they got it. But it's just so good. It reminds me, like, what is given. And those of you who have been on this podcast long enough will remember when I reviewed the Devabad trilogy. It is given Devabad trilogy. So yeah.
All right.
Does our audience have any more questions?
Well, I think the audience is on the way to get this books.
The audience should go get it. And if you have read them, please tell us if you like it. If you have not, please pick it up. You can find me on social media, Globemish, everywhere.
And you can find me everywhere at Maina Mind.
See you guys next time. And we out.